Hi, and welcome to Sacred Enzyme. I'm Stacy, and today I want to talk more about Amilius and whether or not Amilius can be found in historical documents. And so in my last video about part 4 on Amilius and whether or not there is some proof in the academic record in antiquity of who that Amilius could have actually been the person as described in Edgar Cayces' readings in the lives of Edgar Cayces. So the interesting thing that we talked about in the last video, just high notes of it, was that because Amilius also says he's Adama and Upper Adam, I went back and started looking up Adama, found the reference for Adama, and then we made some discoveries on who Adama is. Adama, turns out Adama is the brother of Zeus, but not only is he the brother of Zeus, he's also the brother of Hades, he's also the brother of Poseidon, and then not only that, he also has sisters. He has sisters. His one sister's name is Hera. No, excuse me, his one sister's name is Hesida. But he does have a sister named Hera, and he has another sister named Demeter. So this is turning out that Adama, Amilius, that came to, says he goes by many names, that Amilius is Adama, and Adama is one of the Titans. He's the Titan that they do not talk about, which I find very interesting, that all of the other ones, all of the Titans that they talk about, they don't talk about Adama and who he was. There's not a lot about him. So anyway, I want to talk about this information that I came across when I was looking on Adama. And this was a fascinating little find that I found. I found this document that was written by a gentleman named Said D. Abdul-Hab, and it was published in the Office of Library Services, and it's called Adam and the Early Mesopotamian Creation Myth. So I'll just read you the abstract on it because it's super fantastically exciting to read this, because it just goes to show you that all these people thread right back to the same thing. We just have to figure out how to weave these threads together. So listen to this abstract. The first monotheistic human. Okay, remember? We were talking about how he was saying that he became the first Adam, the earth Adam, and that he was red. Okay, it says the first monotheistic human, Adam, was like a god. In Mesopotamian mythology, just as the Hebrew Genesis reluctantly revealed, and that means that Genesis is trying to leave this out, okay? And the assertive Quran slightly hinted. Specifically, he was pre-monotheist, Sumerian god Idim, I-D-I-M, who was also called Godea, G-O-D-E-A, and many other nicknames over the millenniums. The name Idim, and Adam are even linguistically related, according to early Arabic root word analysis. As a Mesopotamian god, Idim was the creator of the first human and the father of his immediate generations, as he was sometimes referred to in the ancient literature. So in the ancient literature, they called him the creator of humanity, Idim. Okay? Alright, so now this is where it gets interesting. He was the preserver of life. Hold on a minute, I gotta make sure I keep up with my animals. We're outside. He was the preserver of life on earth and the protector of humans against the evil designs of their and his arch enemy, God Enlil, the future monotheistic Satan. So they're saying Enlil is Satan. Enlil. is Satan. So, the names and roles of these two important divine characters, God Adam and God Enlil, do we remember? Enki and Enlil, remember? Were etched too deep in the collective memory, folk memory of the peoples of the greater Mesopotamia and the Near East to be completely erased by the new monotheistic order. The early monotheists had likely eased in their new beliefs to the peoples of the region by incorporating these two second highest ranking gods under the supreme god of heaven, God Anu, or God Alu. Remember Aluya? Aluya? Right, God Alu. As the new altered divine characters. The top god, God Anu, was then given the post-monotheistic role of one and only God, Al-Him, or Allah. That's where the Muslims get Allah. So all this time in ancient history, when these Muslims were studying their religion, they really knew where the true source of creation came from. They've been saying all this time they did, but nobody wanted to believe them, right? Yes. Consisted of the key theme of the monotheistic faiths. Several important narrative details involving the events, characters, and roles in the Hebrew Genesis story of Adam must have predated it for many centuries. The story in the Quran omitted much of the details in Genesis, but included a few unique details on its own. However, all these ancient stories seem to be independent original stories, borrowing only bits and pieces from each other. So this right here, this creation myth is saying that these people were actually what was represented in those Sumerian tablets. That Enlil is the one that tempted humanity by giving them the Bacchic drug rights. I'm guessing that, you know, with the serpent venom. I'm thinking that's what they're saying, that Enlil is Satan. And that Idam, I-D-I-M, well, I'm not sure who Idam is. Is Idam Enki? So I guess we'll have to dig into that more and see. So now it's saying that Adam is actually in these Sumerian Mesopotamian tablets. And this is who we're talking about as Amilius. Is that crazy or what? So this is another documentation of how Amilius is actually a real person. You have to go through and you have to unravel all of these names. So anyway, I thought that that was really interesting. So this is another piece of information that corroborates Edgar Cayces' readings. So this is very interesting. Very, very interesting. So with that, I'm going to move on to the next one. And I hope that you're finding these episodes interesting. And I'm finding them very interesting delivering them too. I think it's fascinating. I really do. I love trying to solve things, and it's really good for your brain. So, you know, when you pick up books and stuff at the library and you sit at home and you read through them and something stands out, and then you decide to explore that further, and you explore that further, and then you find out such interesting information. It's mind-blowing. And I'm really finding out so much since I started down this path with learning Greek and all these other things. It really has opened a whole nother door for me. So with that, thank you for watching Sacred Enzyme. And this is part B of episode 4 on Amilius and confirmation of Amilius from Edgar Cayces' readings, that he is actually in the historical record. So I am confirming that this is a real person. that we are talking about. I'm pretty convinced. I'm pretty convinced. What do you think? So anyway, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one.